Senator Patty Murray. Senator, thank you for joining us. We've been talking about this, the desire, certainly we're hearing on a number of Democratic activists' part for the party to fight this thing. Your colleague, though, there in the Senate, Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut, he said a few minutes ago the Senate should do nothing to artificially delay the vote on the next SCOTUS nominee. Do you agree with that approach?
Well, Steve, here's what I know. The next Supreme Court nominee is going to decide and be a major decision maker on things I care deeply about, whether it's access to health care, a woman's right to choose, our clean air, right to privacy. The list goes on, and this is a monumental decision change for our country that we all have to get into this battle on. We have to make sure that this nominee gets all the scrutiny they can. We have to look at every option that we have. And at the end of the day, Mitch McConnell needs to remember that he made the decision not to have this kind of consequential decision made till after an election. And I believe in the golden rule, and I think everyone should be calling Mitch McConnell and telling him to do unto others as he has done to himself, and that we need to make this decision after this election.
Okay, but that gets to what you're describing there, gets to the question I'm trying to figure out here from a Democrat's perspective. If you have an instinct to fight this, to scrutinize this, maybe to stop this, the tools that you have at your disposal to do that, are those tools political, court of public opinion, ratchet up pressure, make people aware of the stakes, or are those tools legislative? Is there something? Are there a series of steps that you could take as a legislator to stop it from that standpoint?
It will be difficult. We will look at everything we have. But what I do know can make a difference is all of your listeners calling their senator and saying this decision is important. I care about a woman's right to choose. I care about the quality of air that I breathe. I care about the right to privacy. I care about how people are treated in this country, no matter who they look like or where they're from. I care about our country immensely. I want you to hold off on this decision till after the people have spoken in November. And if that doesn't work, we have to make sure that whoever this nominee is has the intense scrutiny, and every single senator is held accountable for their vote.
What's the end game here, though? Because Donald Trump, no matter what happens in November, stays as president. It's possible, we just showed the map up there, it's possible Republicans even emerge from November with 53, 54 votes. Ultimately, are you going to have to settle for Donald Trump putting somebody on this court?
There's no doubt that this president is going to put forward a nominee that is going to make decisions that change the course of our country. So every one of us, every one of your listeners need to weigh in about what's important to them. As we evaluate who he sends over, we have a yes or no vote here at the end of the day after everything else is done. And we need every senator to know that people are watching what matters to them, what the issues are, and how they will be evaluated on that vote.
One tool that you and your party do not have at your disposal now is the filibuster, is forcing Republicans to come up with 60 votes for this nomination. That was killed off last year because Democrats chose to filibuster the Gorsuch nomination. Republicans chose to invoke that nuclear option. And to go back 5 years earlier in 2013, Democrats, when they ran the Senate, they did a bit of the nuclear option on other judicial nominations. And Mitch McConnell said back then in 2013, when Democrats partially did away with the filibuster, he said, "You will regret this someday." Do you now look at this situation, not having the filibuster, having the president in this position, and say you do regret tinkering with the filibuster 5 years ago?
Well, what I can say is that we told Mitch McConnell that the decision to not have a filibuster should never impact the Supreme Court, because they are, at the end of the day, lifetime appointments, decisions where you have nowhere else to go. So these people are absolutely critical on vital issues, and they should take 60 votes. And now the Republicans are moving forward on a nominee that is going to show this country why that's so important. So that's why this is so important, that we all have an opportunity to weigh in with our senators, wherever you are or whoever your senator is, to say, I'm watching, I'm counting on you to protect my right to make my own health care choice if I'm a woman. I'm counting on you to put a nominee in that will protect my ability to buy insurance if I have a pre-existing condition. I'm counting on you to make sure that my children, if they have asthma, have clean air to breathe. I mean, the list is long, and everyone needs to not just talk about the process. That is critical, but what is important are the issues that will change if a president's nominee is going to go through that changes the course of our history today.
All right, Senator Patty Murray, Democrat from Washington, thanks for the time.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.